Uh-oh, he's going to walk in. Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up, everybody? It is the Jew and the Brown Man, Kenny Glick and Anand Sangvi here with some market commentary for you. After a wild session here, we are watching the futures tank after hours. Kenny is watching his UVXY rip points after hours. What a session today. We got so much shit to talk right now. Kenny, I'm going to let you have the first stab at it here. Where do you want to go here? Where do you want to go?
It's funny because I don't even know where to begin either, but I'll just say I told you so. I was out of the market. My only problem is being the Jew that I am. What's up, my son? I had the September 108 puts on the Qs, and then I rolled them into October 108 puts because I wanted to wait and make sure I was in something for when this catastrophe happened. I thought it would happen when everybody came back from vacation and whatnot.
Right.
And we got the Thursday move, we got the Friday move, and by Friday, I'm out of everything. I had 2 puts left, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell those 2 and reevaluate on Monday.
Right.
Oh yeah, great idea.
So in 3 days, everybody, in 3 days, we have washed out, what is it, about a year's worth of uptrend in the market. So at least about a year's worth of moves. We have erased these in the last 3 days. Guys, this morning, we got to talk about this morning, the huge flash crash off the open. Kenny, what were you watching as soon as we opened? I was watching Baidu, and Baidu closed at like $1.50 last night, and then there was a $100 print this morning. Okay, 50 points down, almost 60 motherfucking points down, came back 50, and then ended up closing at about $1.44, man. Flash crash all day. What were you watching right off the open, bro?
Well, let me tell you a short story. It was my dad's 70th birthday yesterday. I had all the family over, and he's sitting there going, "Thank you for getting me into cash in July. I'm ready to buy something." I was like, "Dad, not this time. Let's."
Oh wow! So he actually congratulates you though on something. My father doesn't congratulate me for shit. He doesn't give me credit for shit here, still to this day, man. So you still get credit.
Well, other than the fact that I sold him out of his Tesla and his first solar about 17,000 points ago, but whatever. He's sitting there with money. We're in cash. We're ready to rock. And I was like, "Dad, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow." And this was before the futures opened up.
Right.
So then I saw the futures, the NASDAQ futures opened up down 30. I was like, "Dad, I think it's going to be another one of these ugly days." But the thing is, it's good that we're starting with the NASDAQ futures down here at 6 o'clock than starting up. Because if we start up, we're probably just going to roll over and die. But if we start down, then we might get a buying opportunity. Next thing I know, we're down 56. Then I check again, we're down 80. Then we're at 120. And I call my dad. I'm like, "Well, we're definitely not buying. I don't know what's happening now, but we might be crashing tomorrow." So
yeah.
So when I walk in today, I'm thinking, okay, Qs should be around 98.50. Boom, open up at 98.50. And the funny thing is, my father and my brother were looking for something to buy. He's like, "What do you think we should buy? What's the first stock you'd be buying?" I was like, "Well, I love Alcoa, but I think the first stock we should be buying is if by some chance you see Facebook at $75.
At $75, and it dropped to, I think it was 76. I think it was 76, somewhere around there.
I think it might have been lower.
It was an instant 6-point rip back to like 82.
Yeah. So I said, if by some chance we see some like real crazy washout, there's a 1,000,000 to 1 shot you're gonna see the stock at 75. But if you do, maybe you should buy some Facebook. And so as I'm trying to make heads and tails of what I should do, next thing you know, the Qs dropped 10 points.
10 points. Legit. The Qs, guys. The fucking Qs.
I've never seen anything. And I watched the flash crash. That was worse.
That was worse. That was worse.
97.50 to 87.50. Then I saw that print go off at 84 and change. So right there, I was like, all right, there's the hammer down. Let me try to buy some options. And the option spreads were 2 cents by $900.
Right, so let's roll right into that. Like, dude, my chat for the whole morning, I'm like yelling at everybody, do not trade the options whatsoever. Just scalp the equity. So all I was doing was just scalping long Facebook, Apple, Netflix, all of this shit on the long side. Do you think trades will get broken as a result here, though? Or was that just straight margin call type selling, mutual fund sort of redemptions here? And was that sort of real selling, and that shit won't get broken? Those trades won't get broken. Honestly, I don't think those will get broken. I do not think those will get broken.
no trades are getting broken, because what I think that was, and the reason I hate the stock market is because the computers have taken over. Those were computerized trades, watching people out. Algorithms were being triggered and just hitting fucking market orders, and those were the real prints. So if you were psychotic enough to be sitting there waiting for it, like if you were, you know, waiting to buy into Facebook at $75, you lucked out. And these trades were for real. I know. Yeah. I heard Verizon was down some psycho number, and a couple of ones out there, but nothing. You know, I'm more looking at the indices, because I've been waiting to buy the Qs back under 100. You know, since October. Right. So when I saw them go from 97 to 87, again, you know, the first thing you think is, what? You know, and then I couldn't even get involved because that was, right. You know, it was going so fast. Hang on.
Right. So check it out. Stephen Place at Stephen Place runs a great service over there at Investing with Options. He just said nice. He said they won't break the trade. So that, you know, that already is going down. Guys, let's talk some shit out there on Twitter. Anybody have any questions or any comments, whatever, things that they lost money in, made money in, whatever, just hit us up on Twitter at Sang Lucci. I might give something to somebody who can tell me what this shirt is. If you can tell me what this shirt is, I might send you a little surprise here. All right, so let's move on to brokerages, man. Was your brokerage up? We have proprietary stuff, so we were good all day. Fidelity was actually pretty good most of the day. I know Thinkorswim was down most of the morning. TD Ameritrade was shit. Options House was also booty. Was your platform okay? What do you think about these retail brokerages always crapping out during times where people want to get that action, man? There's a lot of people that lost money today just on the fact that, you know, these brokerages went down, and all of them went down together, man. So let's talk about this a little bit.
I hate to give them any credit because, you know, I think they trade against everybody, but Lightspeed stayed liquid, stayed solid all day.
Okay. Options, and that's a DMA platform, by the way. Lightspeed is a direct market access platform, so their servers are set up, I'm sure, a lot differently than you know, the retail groups out there. So what else you got?
Well, I don't know whether it's, you know, I use Options House, I use Options Express. You know, I'm sure that there's probably a different platform where you could send your orders between the bid and the offer a little bit better. See, the thing was that I don't know if it's the platform or just the market makers themselves, but there was a bit of an option for 20 cents and the offer's at 9. So basically, you have to sit there and do math and say, all right, what do I think is a fair price to put a bid in on this option? And I don't know whether or not that's the platform's fault or just the market makers didn't want to let anybody into these stocks because
right.
I was trying to buy the $90 calls on the Qs. When that thing hit 84 and change, I was like, all right, I gotta buy something. This is crazy.
You gotta buy something, dude. And again, like, just to go back to the market making situation, and any of the retail guys and newbies out there, this is what happens in these sort of high volatility environments. Like, nobody's gonna provide liquidity for you out there. My Facebook options, even SPY options, nothing was trading here for a good hour off the open. All of a sudden, spreads started to tighten up. I was looking at like an 85 call on fucking Facebook, and the spread was 10 cents by $4. Right. And there was no contracts going off anywhere. Right. And then I was thinking to myself too, is like, anybody who wanted to offload that position, a market maker would just sit on the bid and buy them up 5 cents, 10 cents, or whatever, and then unload them. That option ended up going to fucking $3, man. That option ended up going to $3, dude, from 5 cents. You know, crazy.
So after not being able to get some of that, you know, fun stuff, and by the way, guys, this is one of those times where I'm getting texts, you know, from other people saying, "Oh man, we should have been doing this. We should have been doing that." Listen, who shouldn't have been and wouldn't have been and couldn't have been, shouldn't have been doing nothing.
Fact is, you would have been losing your ass, man. Anybody that comes to me with that coulda, woulda, shoulda shit, you would have lost your fucking paper, man. You would have lost your paper.
You're buying Celgene down 30 because you just know it's going to bounce. Like, what if it doesn't? What if it, when it ripped 30 points, you were like, oh, definitely would. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. The one trade that finally made sense was QQQ short when we got to, I couldn't believe we actually.
Right. Right, right. Let's talk about the ramp here. Obviously, we had a lot of shorts squeezed into the situation. Buy programs hit, on those lows on the SPY, and SPY ended up almost rolling. We were only maybe 20 handles off the high. Apple was up 2 points. Priceline was up maybe 10 at 12.20. And now take a look at the close, guys. I mean, take a look at the close. You're talking about people, directional traders who are holding shit. You're just getting mosed over, man. You are getting mowed right over, man. So again, all the retail shoulda woulda schmucks. Again, stop coming with all that shit. Stop talking all that nonsense on Twitter too.
And those are my kind of favorite. They're one of the only reversals. Like most of these, anybody who made money buying stocks today, you had to have some courage and buy them as they were going up. You didn't want to wait. You didn't want to wait for the reversal like I usually do. But there was a few, like GoPro, that stock, it rallied up like 8 or 9 points. Then it went green and still tacked on like two and change, just like Apple. Apple had a nice move. But if you didn't take your profits, you got mauled.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I was
all we were doing in the chat today was just scalping 1,000 share lots. So that's all I was doing and telling everybody. Just scalp 100 share lots, 1,000 share lots, whatever you could handle. The max position that I got was like 5,000 shares long on Facebook. I think it was short, but it was great, dude. It was great. 50 cents, point over. Yeah. And you just rack up these gains pretty nicely. And then once we started fading, huge opportunities. And when we faded out, by the way, the option spreads consolidated. Everything was great, so you could have made stupid paper shorting into the close. So again, what Kenny and I are both saying, stay nimble here, stay quick on your feet. There's huge opportunities here, and even if you're stuck in something, just fucking bail. There's going to be something. There's so many trading opportunities now. Fall's going to start to look pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah, it's I'm still kind of in shock about what just transpired.
Dude, it's nuts, man. It's nuts. You want to know what else is crazy is what CNBC and all of them are saying about it. There's so many of the talking heads talking about it, and it's difficult to sort through all this stuff. You want to pay attention to this guy. This guy was right. That guy was right. Whatever it is.
Right.
But at the end of the day, guys, it's all in the price. It's all in the price. It's all in your charts. There's plenty of opportunity here. Hop back in if you were wrong on something. It's clean out here. It's real clean.
That's what I wanted to mention also. After we've had these last 2 days, that I put a couple of posts yesterday on Twitter and whatnot. If CNBC had to make a special, we've gone up for 5.5 years straight up without any problems. We finally have 2 days down. They got to make a special alert show at 7 o'clock to try to calm our fears. Right there, I was like, oh, we're dead.
We're dead right there.
Everybody in. And we're gonna go down 1,000 points, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, when we're down 1,000 points, I'm like, I think I have a crystal ball. I just don't know how to use it yet.
Dude, Kenny, let me hit you with my story, okay? Let me hit you with my story. It starts from last night, right? Futures were up like we were just doing nothing, and then all of a sudden it was 10 o'clock, right? It was like 8 o'clock or something like that. I'm looking at futures. We're down a little bit. Right, and my boy invites me to go to this new steakhouse out in Boston, right? So I wasn't doing shit. I was like, fuck it. I can wait. I can hang out here. So let's do it. I know today's going to be a crazy day, but let's go out. And I go eat with the full intentions of going back home, right? And I'm sitting there at dinner, and I look at the futures. We're down fucking 50 handles. And then I was like, I looked right at him. I was like, bro, fuck it, let's go to the club, man. Let's go to the club. So we went to the club, bought a couple bottles, dude. I came home at legit 3:30 in the morning. I wake up, I look at the pre-market action, like ES was trading like crazy. We dropped another like 60 handles right in front of me. I got booze pouring out of my freaking pores. And I'm like, oh my God, man. I pounded a half a gallon of water, bro. And I got ready for this shit, man. All of a sudden it clicked, and I started scalping like a motherfucker, man. This reminded me of my old prop firm days, man, when they gave me 20 million in leverage, and I'm just hitting F12 to buy market in the fuck something, and hitting F9 to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? It reminded me of those days so much, man. I miss that shit, bro.
I wish I was with you. I should have probably. Maybe, I don't know, because I am not liquid. I only had the options to choose from today because I had cash. I had cashed out everything, and like I was telling you, I bought another building, so I'm cash poor. I can't trade the equities right now because I got no buying power. So I'm sitting there going, motherfucker, I can't believe I can't trade these options. But thank God, normally I don't even trade the first 15 minutes of the day because you have all this this crazy shit anyway.
Right.
So again, the best trade of the day for me was around that 115 today, where we just couldn't.
We couldn't get over. We had consolidated a few times, and then you kept pushing that last bit up there, up on the, I believe it was SPY 195, SPY 195 and a quarter, somewhere around there. Boom, we just slowly started to fade. As soon as you saw Apple going red, Facebook here couldn't hold that. It hit 87, from 76, and then look where the damn thing closed. But dude, what about that algo spike close to the end of the day, that afternoon? What was it? That was almost 40 handle SPY squeeze. End of the day right there.
Yeah.
Tesla, I faded. Me and my boy faded Tesla from 220 to 215. It ripped 8 points into the motherfucking close, man. Luckily, we got out at 216, man.
Right. Oh my God.
Crazy day, guys. Crazy day. Crazy action. I think we can expect this for the next couple of days, man. So Kenny, let's wrap this up. Let's let them know what we're taking a look at, what we think we're going to see for the next couple of days, man.
All right. So, well, considering I believe any low print needs to be tested for a move higher, I don't know if we're going to test the 85 or even that 87 on the Qs. Yeah. But again, why should we doubt it could happen now?
Right.
This market is just built on smoke and mirrors and air and algos.
And you know what I'm noticing too, Kenny? It's like as soon as a level can't hold, there is a huge wave that is ready to go, and just dump out real quick. So there's follow through behind some of these moves, man. So I agree. We could definitely hit that number, man.
Yeah, and that would be pretty scary. But just a reminder, this UVXY, even though it's a busted product, we definitely don't want to be shorting this thing right now.
Yeah, we got a couple people short this thing, and they were short a little bit early. And guys, I know there's probably people from last week that went long the markets trying to get dips and things like that. And we were saying it on Netflix too. It's like, play that long side, but don't get too heavy too early, because what could happen to you, man. So unfortunately, to all those people out there that had platform issues, that got stuck in trades, that let's say went long here and you got stuck here on the wrong side and you couldn't take advantage of this shit, don't worry. Just rub that shit off. There's plenty of juice out here. You'll make it back. You will make it back.
Yeah, it should be another exciting night tonight. But I don't know. We sort of rallied. We failed. We tried to rally. We failed again. So in my opinion, that's just showing that we're still weak. And I think I'm actually done. I've taken Dow 20,000 off the table. I've taken the Qs 143 off the table for now. Yep. And I will not be bullish this market again until I'll give you my level right now. I will not be bullish the Qs, because I'm more of a Q guy than a SPY guy. So I got 103.85 on the Qs. If we don't get back above that, soon, I'm staying out of this market. But once you break around that 103, let's say call it 103.50 to 103.85 range, we got to get back above that. And then we'll probably have, next thing we know, we'll be talking about Santa Claus rally, and the UVXY will be $3, and and the government intervention and all that shit. Next thing they'll invent some new QE program, and
or the new version of the PPT, the old plunge protection team, ready to save the motherfucking markets. These things could all happen, of course. All right, man. So we got some interaction on Twitter. We might as well take some of these comments here. Everybody's talking about Thinkorswim here, really freezing for the morning as well as the afternoon trade. The dude here the dude here that guessed my shirt here, I'm gonna hit you up soon. We'll see what I hook you up with. Ishak here is saying, what do you guys think about that Tim Cook talk with Kramer before the open on Apple? Were you watching CNBC? I don't know what this dude is. I don't know what this dude is talking about. What was that?
Well, he just said, everything's all right. Our orders are up in China, so take a chill pill. So.
Yeah, and he's right though. Again, like, we're traders here. We're moving off what's happened structurally in the markets. There's a lot of funds moving around money, getting margin called and all that kind of stuff. Buy programs, sell programs. There's a lot of algos out here. So that's completely different from Tim Cook's perspective. Like, he ain't, he's not. Granted, he obviously saw the Dow down 1,000 here before the open, but he ain't worried about that shit, man. He ain't worried about that shit. It's like Elon Musk, man. And Musk ain't worried about that shit either.
Tesla was actually another stock I was looking, because the last time I traded Tesla was 185. So I was like, I can't believe things is it 195 now? I was like, I'll buy some at 185. So I don't know. I was just sitting there waiting to buy some Tesla. I didn't really do much. I was kind of, once I couldn't get any option trades going, I was basically a gawker today. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yo, you know what? Let's end with that. Let's end with that. How many of y'all on Twitter, when moves like this happen, you are frozen? You're hesitating, and that little hesitation just continues to snowball, right? Because boom, hesitation, you miss 2 points. Boom, hesitate again, you miss another 2 points. Boom, hesitate another again, you know, and so you just end up sitting there, just like, what the fuck is wrong
Right.
with me? And you know, you end up hitting yourself on the shoulder, all that FOMO shit. But at the end of the time, guys, let's face it, if we're used to a certain kind of market, which we have been, a market that doesn't follow through here, and then all of a sudden you get it in 3 days, what do you think's gonna happen, man? That's natural human behavior here that you can't fight. You know, you can't fight. The algos can, you know, those are the ones that can move. And by the way, who is ready to move and buy Baidu at $100, at 105, at 110, at 115? You know, on the whole, it rallied 50 points right back. Who's ready to buy down there? You're telling me you're quick enough? You're gonna put a fucking limit order down there and get fit? No fucking way.
So sick.
No way.
It was really $100.
Oh, man, it was $100. It was I was gonna bounce this thing on Friday. I was gonna go long this fucking thing. I was gonna go long LinkedIn. I was waiting for a rally to get massively short on, and then I look at the futures while I'm at dinner. I'm like, fuck it, let's go to the club. Fuck it, let's go to the club. Let's spend the grand here. Let's get fucking wasted. What am I gonna do? You know what I mean? And I knew this was going to happen, you know? So I feel like I'm taking it well. I'm taking it well. I really should have made millions of fucking dollars here, but it's all good. It's all good. That money's on the table. And, you know, market's getting real juicy. So we're good to go, man. We're good to go. Kenny, anything else you want to close out with here, man?
I just hope they somehow firm up the liquidity on the options market.
No doubt.
You know, a little while. Also, guys, I'm hitting the road again. So
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Where you going? Where you going?
I'm just doing the Hershey thing with the family. It's a tradition.
Okay.
And normally when I leave to do something whilst the markets are volatile, there's always an event. So
Always.
Wednesday and Thursday, kids. Oh,
Always.
baby. I think now that we're in this bearish, frightening mood, I think we're going to have another Friday debacle. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, I was interviewed on Benzinga on Friday at 8:15, and I said this market was going to be down 300 or 400, and I said we were going to crash on Monday. So I finally made it to Yahoo Finance. They quoted me. They also quoted me saying how I love Alcoa, but my point with Alcoa is basically if you're buying Alcoa at 850, you basically got $1.50 of downside risk for a stock. Right. I think you can make 2 or 3 points.
Yo, did that thing trade down to 10? Did that thing trade down to 8.5 this morning?
It went down to 8. It hit 8. It hit about $8. You know, but you know that stock's been dead before even this whole thing happened. But I you know, everybody that guys were asking me what I like. I was like, listen, I cannot say I like any stock. Well, what about defensive names? Fuck defensive names. What about staples? Consumer, like we were talking. If Smuckers is the only stock you're thinking about buying,
dude, cash is a great position, guys. Cash is a great position. Again, if you want to dip buy and go for a longer 5-year sort of outlook, you know, that's not really our game. That's not really the Jew and the brown man game right here. You know what I mean? So again, we can call that stuff out because again, we look at price action on a daily basis. But you know, as far as what we like and what we belong here, you're talking about an environment that is very dangerous. And chances are, if you just sit on your ass, you'll get a better price anyway. Right. You know, so calm down, sit in some cash, and trade some of these ranges, man. Yeah. Trade some of these ranges.
I think a lot of these ranges will be hit again. I think Fitbit's going to go right back to 30.
Yeah, we were talking about that one.
Yeah, I just hate that stock now, and you know, I think it's going right back down. But the easy money, and the hardest part about shorting after these 3 or 4 days is that we're so built to believe that it's just got to be a buying opportunity. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
It's worked every month, every year for so many years now that you're conditioned just to think it's going to bounce again. Not me. I'm sitting in cash, and you know I'm just going to be trading the UVXY. This thing might be even. I mean, it's a 50%. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. $27.
Yeah, eventually that's going to be a great sell call trade. Eventually that's going to be a great sell call trade. But guys, if you don't have the account, yo, you know what else I ran into, Kenny, a lot today? Man, everybody, I had so many noobs coming out of the woodwork making trades that their account sizes did not dictate that they could. People wanted to write shit. People wanted to be on both sides of the trade. People wanted to play spread. People wanted to take swings. I'm like, what the fuck? when did you guys all of a sudden believe that you could write some options with a motherfucking $20,000? What is wrong with you, man? Do you know, like, there's some people who are short, naked, UVXY right now that are in the hole $2 million, right? They got to pay their brokers $2 million because of short, naked UVXY, man. Yo, this shit ain't, this shit ain't play money. This is not kids play here. All right, be careful, man.
Yeah, and if anything, I mean, that's why I was watching the VIX futures, because I have calls from like a year and a half ago that was sitting there at a nickel. Those even went to like 80 cents today, and they're still 170 points away.
Exactly. So
don't be shorting these calls.
All right. So take it easy out there, man. Trades will come to you. There's so many opportunities here. If you got a $20,000 account, $30,000 account, this is the market that you can do some damage in. Be patient. There's so many opportunities here. They're going to come right to you. You just can't hesitate. All right. Don't hesitate right now in this market, because, again, even if you hesitate, or even if you get in and you're wrong, boom, you can quickly scalp out, flip. You'll get the juice on the other side. This is a great scalping environment here to clean up some losses that you might have had for the year. All right. So get to work, guys. Sit down, take a look at some of the trades, get a journal going and all that kind of stuff. It's time to get amped up here into the fall and into the winter, man. And hopefully Kenny just goes on vacation for the rest of the fucking year, man. Hopefully he just goes on vacation.
The Black Swan event was, I went away on a cruise and the market hit all-time highs. My dad went away on a cruise and we crashed. So maybe it's just the glicks. We're doing something to the market right now. I don't know. But I'll tell you something.
Talk to me.
Sidelines is if you're nervous, just wait it out, man.
Wait it out. You don't have to trade this. And just because people are making millions, realize on the other side of that trade are desperate motherfuckers that are losing every penny and then some. All right. So this is the way the markets work. It's always unpredictable. There's always these kinds of events, and there's always that coulda, woulda, shoulda, but don't let that run your future trading. All right. Just keep it calm, man. Keep it calm. Do some do some breathing exercises, something.
Yeah. I'll leave you with this. I think there was a thought that went through my head that after a day like this, so many people are probably buying calls, and there's so many people probably buying puts thinking that we might roll over, that they just might keep it sideways so everybody gets screwed.
Absolutely, right? We could totally juke people both ways, but guess what? Those ranges are going to be motherfucking incredible. Just the fact that in the afternoon, we dumped 60 handles. 60 handles we just dumped on the ES, man. That gave you so much room. Priceline dumped 50 points into the close, man. The damn thing was at 12.20 at end of the day, somewhere at 11.60. You want high beta, low beta, whatever beta you're talking about. Right. There's beta everywhere, goddammit. There's shit everywhere, all right? So keep it calm, man. Those trades will come to you. This is the time to get amped up about your trading. Check out the rooms, man. You guys can check us out on YouTube, of course, the Jew and the Brown Man, at Sang Lucci here, or at Hit the Bid Radio. And dude, I think we're good, man. I think we're good.
All right, we're out then. So yeah, I mean, remember, you gotta always change. Not only could you have to change your philosophy of what you think the market's gonna do and go with the flow, but right now I had to change my whole strategy because just a couple of months ago, I'm the kind of guy I like buying a couple thousand shares. My stock goes up 12 cents. I take my $240, and that's what I do.
Right.
You don't want to be doing that here. You want to be looking to make 50 handles. Do one call or one put. And just, once you get on the right side, I mean, the moves are just insane.
Yes. You get that wind in your back, man, and that's the best feeling, man. It's the best feeling. And it's been a long time, guys. It's been the whole year we've been waiting for this, and it's freaking August, man. It's August. We're already rolling out the fall. Boston snowstorms suck, man. So, I'm already going to be a pissed off individual as soon as winter comes around. Man, let me at least get some love in my life right now, and let me get some trading juice. And that juice is back. So, guys, let's take it to them. Check out the chat rooms. Both Kenny and us, provide a lot of market commentary.
Remind me tomorrow. I'll stop in your room. We'll hang tomorrow.
No doubt. Before you go on vacation, man. Is it a Jew thing that you're going to do, by the way? Is Wednesday, Thursday? Is that a Jew thing? It's not a Jew thing.
Hershey Park family thing. It's a tradition.
Oh, geez. So you just get wasted, don't you? There's no way you cannot be wasted and do that.
I sit there in agony because I can't go on these rides because I'm afraid of heights, and everyone's having fun without me. So I should get drunk.
All right, guys, make sure to watch futures tonight. Everything should be as crazy tomorrow. Yo, fuck Twitter. Turn off Twitter while you're trading. Turn off all that crap while you're trading. All right, focus there on these moves. You're gonna be able to rip out a lot of juice out here. All right, guys, take care. We will post the recording up on YouTube very shortly, and we'll see you tomorrow, man. We'll see you tomorrow, Kenny.
Before you go, do you leave your room open? Because I'm gonna leave mine open tonight. I might go to sleep.
Yeah. I leave my room open. I reset it at like midnight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll hit you up. Maybe we'll be up tonight. We'll hang and watch some.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
I haven't slept since last night, so I got to go to sleep now so I can stay up all night. So.
Yeah. You're looking a little, you're looking a little dry over there, man.
Yeah, I know. I got to keep something around here is going to keep me awake. What? All right, see you guys.
Later.
Peace.